Hey everyone, welcome to another video of MyMotoCoach.com. Today we're going to be talking about trail bike riding and just some tips that are going to help you begin to crush it out on the trail course.
We just showed up here. What's this event called?
The Shelton, I don't know.
Shelton Poker Run?
Poker Run.
There's a lot of vehicles out here. I don't see a whole lot of bikes, but
It's a beautiful day.
it's going to be pretty sweet.
Uh-oh, we got the quad.
Oh, dude, I know that guy up there in that Sprinter van.
If you ever forget a ramp, this here's the fastest and easiest way that I know how to unload a motorcycle. It makes it so simple as long as you get that weight of it onto your shoulder. And it's that easy. Make sure if you're riding out on the trails, always have a map. Man, it's nothing scarier than being out in the woods and not knowing where you're at. So make sure you do all the proper precautions before you get out. If you do break down, you know where the access roads are and whatnot. But right here, we're going to get into some riding clips. This was from my buddy Andrew's helmet cam. I believe he's using a GoPro, which takes pretty good footage. As you can see here, this is what we call single track. It means there's really only room for one bike out on the trails. There's not going to be any four-wheelers right here, it's just very tight and narrow. One of the biggest things that I love about trail bike riding is it's the perfect training grounds to learn techniques. And so we're all about educating and teaching people the proper fundamentals that are going to help give them more control and that's going to increase speed and style. But going out on the trails is the best place to practice all of those fundamental skills like which we teach. So obviously, running through these tight trails like you see here, and you got trees on both sides, and the soil can be rocky at times, or it can be loose, or hard pack, or wet. But the thing you got to remember is just balance. Your balance is basically the most important thing when you're on a motorcycle. If you don't have balance, you're going to fall over. And obviously, the faster you go, the more balance that you will have. And so it's important when you're out trail riding that you're riding at a pace that's going to keep you upright and it's going to keep you balanced. But there's a lot that goes into making these corners and in these tight sections. And so it just the whole time when you're out in the woods, you're developing your own balance. Every time you go over a rock section or some sort of route, or some guy is in front of you like this. Actually, that's Casey. I think I thought he might have broke down there, but I guess not. But ultimately, it's just increasing your balance. The next thing it's teaching you is traction. As you're learning balance, you find out real quick that you can do certain things to your motorcycle to give you more traction to your tires. Things like weighting your pegs, the left side or the right side, leaning forward, leaning back. Every motion. This right here, there was a quad that was actually on the track, and he rolled it right in front of us, so we had to wait for a while. It was a little bit frustrating because instead of letting us all pass afterwards, he just kept riding and holding us all up, and it was so dusty. But anyways, back to traction. Learning traction is so important because, if you figure out how to position yourself on the motorcycle and where to lean, where not to lean, it's going to help you get more traction down to the ground. It's just going to increase, your training and riding ability. One of my favorite aspects of riding the trails, especially for this trip, was just continuing to master proper body positioning. It's not hard to learn how to ride properly, but the challenge is doing it consistently over a long period of time. Trail riding, you could be out here for 4 or 5 hours, and if you're off one little bit of your body positioning, say you're not holding on with your legs, but you're putting all the weight in your hands, the problem is at the end of a long day, you're going to have the worst blisters. Your hands are going to be all banged up, and you're not going to be able to really hold on to your bars anymore. So for me, I was just really trying to stay focused of riding with my toes on the balls of my feet, squeezing that bike the whole time, staying center, getting my arms up, and keep my arms up and looking ahead, because this long of an event, you're going to have some pretty bad bruises and blisters on your hands if you don't get your weight up off of those bars. And that just comes with learning the proper fundamental riding techniques. And if you don't know those yet, on our website, mymotocoach.com, you can get enrolled into one of our classes, and we teach all the proper fundamentals there's a lot of schools of thought for riding, but we teach you the best techniques that are going to give you the maximum control and speed and style. And so the last thing is corners. I was having so much fun out here because basically there's probably about 10,000 corners we went through, and that just gave me 10,000 corners to keep practicing the cornering techniques and to keep doing it all the right ways. When I first started out here riding, it looks like Blake's having, oh yeah, so basically he was riding behind that four-wheeler and he was kicking up so much dust, and his bike was starting to overheat. So it was kind of frustrating. A, that guy wouldn't get over and let us by, but B, the bike was overheating just because we were having to ride so slow in the dust. But luckily he got that going. But as you can see, there's a corner right here. There's corners everywhere, and so it was so much fun just to work on little aspects of your cornering drill. When I first started, I was really focusing on looking ahead around these corners. As you can tell, there's limited sight due to all these bushes and trees everywhere, but instead of looking right at the corner, I would try to look as far ahead as possible, and it really allowed me to really blast through these woods and just stay safe and not crash. When you're not looking ahead, you're just opening yourself up to a wreck because you're not positioned for that next obstacle coming up. The next thing that I was really focusing on was squeezing my outside leg against the bike going around the corners. It's something that I don't always naturally do, and it's something I got to be conscious of when I'm out here riding, but it makes such a world of difference. So every time I'd come through these corners, like so this left-handed corner, I'd push on the right side of the bike. This corner, I'd push on the left side of the bike, and I'm just constantly focusing my attention and being purposeful about squeezing my legs against the outside of the motorcycles. So here are just some good techniques and just a little bit about trail riding. There's obviously going to be a lot more videos to come, but I hope you guys enjoyed just kind of watching some of these clips and just hearing a little bit about some riding techniques and some style tips. And hope you guys can get out to the trail soon and go have an adventure for yourself. And if you get some GoPro footage, make sure to send that to me. I'd love to check it out and just see what you guys are up to. You can submit that to my email, or really you can just upload it to YouTube and then just Facebook me and send me a link. I'd love to check it out, and I can check out your riding style and see if I can see anything that you could be doing to increase your riding. I don't even know who that guy is, but it's all right. Anyways, all right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.